I, Eric, take you daily for my lawful wife,
I, Eric, take you daily for my lawful wife,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold for this day forward,
for better and for worse,
for better and for worse,
for richer and for poorer,
for richer and for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
I daily take you, Eric, for my lawful husband,
I daily take you, Eric, for my lawful husband,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better and for worse,
for better and for worse,
for richer and for poorer,
for richer and for poorer,
for sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
You both have declared your consent before the people of God. May the Lord in His goodness continue to strengthen that consent and fill you both with His blessings and with His love, for what God has joined together, we must never divide.
So when Eric and I first met, it was long before we had started dating. We had a lot of mutual friends and were both filling in on a friend's softball team just for fun. And I think that was the first time we interacted and had both kind of taken notice of each other. I didn't really know him, thought that he was cute. We were both in the outfield, and I had told him that I'd probably be really bad at catching the ball, and so, he should back me up. Just I had taken notice of, like, when he got in his car and drove off and made a point to say bye to him. And I later learned that I think he had taken notice of me a little bit as well. But then on St. Patrick's Day, one of our friends was having some people over, and we both ended up there, and I don't know, just once we were both there, it was like we were drawn to each other. It was like this just unspoken, sense that we wanted to be around each other, we wanted to talk to each other, we wanted to be together. And so at that point, he got my number, and it was a few days later when he called, and I remember I was with a client at the time, and he left a message, and I remember listening to the message and literally jumping up and down with one of my friends, and she was just so curious what was going on, and she was saying I was just beaming because I was so excited. He had called and had asked me out, and he came and picked me up, and we went out, and pretty much after that first date, we were inseparable. We couldn't go more than a couple days being apart from each other. We kept count of our texts for a while, and we're up to something like the thousands just in the first month. We really met and started talking and hanging out. It was pretty clear that we had found the person we were meant to be with.
When I first saw Daley, I remember it was at a softball game that we were filling in with our friends, and I just remember thinking, wow, she's so tall and pretty, but she's probably way out of my league. So I didn't think too much of it other than, basically that. And then our friend had a St. Patrick's Day party, and I remember seeing her there, and I remember yelling, "Daley," and running up to her and basically not being able to be apart from her the rest of the time we were at that party. And I was just so excited to reconnect with her, and I remember my sister will take a lot of credit for lending me the pen to get her phone number. And I called her and left her a really high-pitched voicemail asking her if she wanted to go out on a date sometime. And it was really nerve-wracking because I had never done anything quite like that. It was kind of a traditional sort of a thing that I had never done. And I remember going to pick her up for her first date. I got there 15 minutes early just so I could sit in my car with the air conditioner blasting on full because I was sweating and nervous. And I went to the door to pick her up, and her sister answered the door, and all these dogs ran out, and they got me, or we had to go get them basically. And but we ended up going on our first date, and one of the funniest things I remember is that when she went to the bathroom, I was still hungry and I didn't want to look like a pig, so I ate a slice of pizza while she was gone, and it still kind of cracks me up to think about that. But then I dropped her off, and she actually kissed me, which was pretty great. And from then on, we were just inseparable and just kept talking and falling in love. Anybody that meets Daley knows that she's kind. She's always doing things for other people and is always really putting herself last in any situation, and I've just always loved that about her and admired that about her. Daley is very thoughtful. She thinks of things that I couldn't possibly. She takes people things when they're sick. She's so thoughtful. It's almost hard to put into words how thoughtful she is. She is amazing. Daley's very pretty. I remember the first time I saw her, how tall and beautiful she was, and blonde, and then when we first started dating, her pretty red hair, and I just love looking at her. I tell her every day how beautiful she is. We have some of the most amazing and interesting conversations, and we never run out of things to say, and I know it's because I finally found my match in intelligence and just smart and wonderful to talk to. Why I love Daley. I love Daley for so many reasons it's really hard to even put it into words. She's everything that I ever wanted in a partner. She's my partner in crime. She's my rock. She's my everything. We do everything together. We really spend, I feel like some couples will say they just love being around the other person, but I truly think that's the case. I hate running errands unless I'm with Daley. I hate doing most anything unless I'm with Daley. So I guess I love Daley because she's my everything.
I love Eric because, when it really comes down to it, he's just my other half. He is just genuinely one of the most amazing people that I know. He's just such a great person when it comes down to it. He inspires those around him. He really just encourages everybody to be a better person. I'm constantly just amazed by him and who he is and everything that he does and how genuinely and authentically he does it. I just don't think I've ever met anybody that is just truly as incredible as he is. In addition to that, he is just such a funny person. He spreads this light. He can make me laugh anytime. I love seeing his smile. He, grew this big beard in the first couple of years when we were together, and as much as I love the beard, I wanted him to trim it down for the wedding, because when he has his beard, I can't see his smile, and he's got such a great smile. He's just lights up the room with it. I also love that Eric is, at the root of it all, such a sensitive person. He is, this kind of big burly guy. He plays hockey. He is so athletic and he loves to run and, is all these kind of very masculine things. But then at the root of it all, he is just such a sweet guy. He's so sensitive. He's such a great communicator. He talks through things. He acknowledges your feelings. And I just feel so incredibly lucky and fortunate to have found somebody that, has all of those qualities in one person. He's just an amazing man.